once.
Go! Happy birthday! Welcome. This is Bitchin' in the Backyard. Spontaneous show we decided to do today because it's really nice out.
Yeah.
We are your backyard BSers. This is Mama Dukes, aka Queen Therese. We got Papa Murph, aka T to the D-O-G, T-Dog. Then you got me, New York Redneck, aka Willie Bitty. What we're gonna do right now is play our crappy little song that we have. That's eventually gonna be better.
Bitching in the kitchen, but we're gonna get one for bitching in the backyard.
Yeah, we need one for bitching in the backyard, but we got to test, make sure audio and everything's all right, and
just an impromptu
that we're
thing.
actually live because we still don't know what we're doing. So listen to this and keep in mind that we'll get better in time, and eventually we'll have a music video we want to do to it. So
okay.
Eventually.
Videos,
so check this out, and we'll be back in 2 minutes.
Saddle up, sitting at the table in my cowboy boots. I'm sipping on my coffee and I'm reading the news. It's all getting crazy, baby, you know what I mean. Got me cussing like a sailor while I'm fixing my greens. Come join us, bitching in the kitchen, y'all. It's time to get loud. If you hate the way they run it, then it's time to get proud and let it all out. Scream and shout. Ain't no sense in keeping it all bottled up. Get on in the kitchen, y'all, and tear it on up. Gotta keep it together, y'all, and keep it tight. If we all stick together, then we'll all be alright. So get it together, put your head on straight. There's work to be done, so don't be late. Come join us, bitching in the kitchen, y'all. It's time to get loud. If you hate the way they run it, then it's time to get proud and let it all out. Scream and shout. Ain't no sense in keeping it all bottled up. Get on in the kitchen, y'all, and tear it on up. Bitching in the kitchen, y'all, and tear it on up. Bitching in the kitchen, y'all, and tear it on up.
All right, we are back live.
I'll tell you, that song really gets into your vertebrae.
I want to get a better quality of it. Right now it's distorted, but that's because it was free. You know, and right now we're on free because, we need donations. We have made money on here so far, so ha ha ha, even though nobody watched us. We made a whopping 7 cents on YouTube, on Rumble so far.
Hey.
So hop on Rumble, let's get that up to 8 cents and let's go, baby.
But our thing is not to make money. Our thing is to hang out.
We're doing it for fun. I mean, we have a blast doing this every
time.
time.
We used to sit here last summer, sit in the backyard and be bitching in the backyard about things.
And here we are in the backyard.
Why don't we do this and we can have interaction with people?
And it's going to get cold eventually, but I figured we have a warm spell, so why not introduce Bitch in the Backyard and, give you guys a pre-show of what's to come. We have different angles in the backyard eventually we could do, but right now this is the first one.
Yeah.
So, and we're getting it together.
Keep in mind, we don't know really what we're talking about. I mean, we had a couple ideas, but we threw this together in like no time.
I ain't been watching the news all week, so
Tom, can you just take that sign down? It's flapping in the camera.
Yeah, but if he flaps it, if he pulls it down,
it's all right. It's all right. Just that's it. Yeah, just perfect. That's just so it's out of the way. Sorry, guys.
Technical difficulties.
We don't have notes or anything. We don't have a notepad.
Because I wasn't prepared for this.
This is a spur of the moment, just because it's nice out.
Mm-hmm.
So if I
we still got a couple of things to bitch about.
Yeah.
What were we bitching about first? Oh, gas prices, right?
There you go.
All right.
Hold on. All right. So we're gonna get into the whole gas thingamabob. First, I guess we'll show you a clip of the latest news. The latest news on it. We'll give you our opinion as real Americans out there living and paying these prices. So give me a minute and I'll get it up.
Rest assured to the American people, the recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices in the long term. Once the national security objectives of Operation Epic Fury are fully achieved, Americans will see oil and gas prices drop rapidly, potentially even lower than they were prior to the start of the operation. And we will live in a world where Iran can no longer threaten the United States or our allies with a nuclear bomb. Rest assured to the American people, the recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices in the long term. Once the national security objectives of Operation Epic Fury are fully achieved, Americans will see oil and gas prices drop rapidly, potentially even lower than they were prior to the start of the operation. And we will live in a world where Iran can no longer threaten the United States or our allies with a nuclear bomb. Rest assured to the American people, the recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices.
Oh, I don't know. We weren't sure if that was on a loop or not. It said that more time left. Yes, mic's on. But because she kept saying the same thing over and over.
Yeah, sometimes she does that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me turn the big screen on.
Ever since she doesn't get her lip injections, it's kind of like the mouth.
And the last time our government told us something was going to be temporary was a 2-week wearing your mask and stay in your house that lasted for 2 years.
Yes, it's true.
So
you got a good point with that.
Their temporary
is a good one.
is a lot different than my temporary.
Exactly.
It's true.
Yeah.
2 weeks to flatten the curve turned into 2 years.
2 weeks to flatten the curve turned into
It was only temporary.
Turned into
We all had to do our part.
Turn
Just
into
like the tariffs. It's only temporary. The tariffs are temporary, and it's going to pay.
Listen. We're going to get a check from Doge eventually, and then we're also going to get our tariff checks too. You know, so he has all this planned for us. So every month he's going to be sending us $1,000. Everybody, every American.
I'm telling you, I don't know how true it is. Like when I see things, sometimes I try to go down rabbit holes, but it depends on what I got going on that day. Okay, because I'm very busy. Anyway,
you are actually.
I am busy, but anyway. So the thing is that I read somewhere, and like I said, feel free to check it out yourself because I haven't checked it out totally. Something about that since the Supreme Court said that the tariffs were illegal or whatever that Trump was doing, that now our government has to pay back the tariffs.
No,
that's what I read. No. I sort of like it was like on really like
was that some liberal judge?
No, but no. My thing is that Trump was trying to figure out a way, but nobody might tell you this. I don't know if it's true. Like I said, I don't want to spread misinformation. My thing
but if it is, they won't tell us.
Yeah, but if you go down the rabbit hole, people, and you check it out, because then where's our tariff checks? All the money we spent, now we just gave back to other countries.
Yeah.
And not us.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So really,
that would be crazy.
I know.
Good news is, gas prices are going to drop because oil has taken an historic drop. Oil has dropped the most it's ever dropped in the history of oil prices. They're telling us a 30% drop. And so I'm going to let you guys hear them out. All right. And then I'll tell you really what we think and a little more about that because it's bullshit. Give me 1 minute. Hold on.
You need to get a little thing that goes bullshit.
There's been a little bit of positive movement in the markets after the president told CBS that the war is pretty much complete. What's the latest?
Yeah, oil prices hitting their lowest level of the day after crashing through that $100 a barrel benchmark overnight, even reaching up to $115, $120 a barrel. Those are numbers that we haven't seen for nearly 4 years since the war between Russia and Ukraine broke out. But even though these levels have come down to about $85, $90 a barrel, still 30% higher than they were just a month ago. Markets obviously move very quickly, but what isn't moving so quickly for Americans, at least today, is that price of gas. People are showing up at the pump and realizing that gas is costing about 50 cents more on average than it did just a week ago and 40 cents more than it did a year ago when President Trump was newly in office. Of course, oil prices can change. They could go back up again, especially because so much of the world's oil, 20%, is really locked at a standstill at that Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the oil moves through, as oil tankers are simply stuck there, unable to move oil. The U.S. does have a good supply of oil. However, oil trades on a global market, and that's why you're seeing nerves. That's why you're seeing oil prices rise, and that's why you're seeing gas prices rise. According to Gas Buddy, we could see another 10 to 20 cent rise, and we could and will likely reach $4 a gallon here in the United States. But investors on Wall Street were also encouraged by that conversation that President Trump had with CBS News. Markets really made a turnaround. The Dow closing up 239 points. Look at that, most of the day in the red, finishing in the green. Also the NASDAQ and S&P closing in the green. This is really investors reacting to news, being headline sensitive, as they've been saying for the past couple weeks or so, but really overall a tepid response from Wall Street, trying to be more measured, or trying to perhaps project a more measured tone that the administration may have.
All right, we're back on. Yep, and see, guys, see how to play that. You see, we don't just watch Fox News. That was CNN. So we do, there's other things. We're not just only Fox News, Right. So, but then again, we're anti-MAGA because we don't agree with everything Trump likes. So I guess we are CNN now. Huh?
I voted for the guy 3 times. And
I
gotta say, I'm disappointed.
Exactly.
Yeah, not what I expected.
So she's saying now, oil prices took a 30% drop since 30 days ago, right? Realistically, though, oil, I think, was at like $97, just whatever, yesterday or last week, whatever it was. And then it went up, but it went back down. But realistically, oil's still around the same. It's not 30% lower. It was in the high 90s, $100, let's just say, and now it's around $90.
Right.
So we got 10%. So where's this 30%? Like, they just grab little numbers. Well, for 10 minutes, it went up 30% and back down. So that's for the next 30 days. Like, it's still going right back to normal.
But however, she did say that gas could go up to $4 a gallon.
Yeah, but regardless, gas shouldn't be going up because we should be drilling baby drill. Why are we not getting the oil from America?
Nobody drilling?
I have no, because that was all bullshit apparently too.
They're
gonna say, well, it takes time to get the facilities up. I thought the facilities
were
ready to turn on.
Always up until Joe Biden said not happening. The facilities are there.
You're telling me in a year you can't start drilling? I mean, come on.
It has been a year.
The ballroom. How long did that take you?
Of course, but that's because he needs that.
It's absolute bullshit.
Forever.
We need 99 cents a gallon gas. That's what we should be at. We should be drilling here. We should have $1 a gallon.
I would even be realistic at $1.89.
Well, that's what it was last time he was in office before COVID or some shit.
But you know what? It's not going to go like that because when he was in office the first time, and this is not a Trump bashing thing here, but when he was in office the first time, everybody who was watching could really realize, yes, interest rates were low. That also was due to Obama because they were low even when Obama was president near the end. I'm just being honest. Okay, but the interest rates were low. Gas prices were $1.89 at the end of Trump's presidency. Okay, he was for the people. There were things he did. Then our next show, when we have it in a couple of days or whatever.
Well, no, our next show is not going to be probably till next Tuesday. Okay. Because we have family over. Yes. We have the party for St. Patty's Day for the Murph. And then, so then I figured Tuesday maybe we'll do another short show like today, and then Saturday we'll go back.
Lose my chain of thought.
So I'm just letting everybody know, the routine. Okay,
well then you would have lost your
throwing in promos.
I know, but listen, the thing is by then I'm gonna actually have a list, of what Trump did actually do for America, which I was happy about in his first term, and what actually he's doing for America in his second term. And I will have a list and we will see.
What we have to do as a country is, because we are us American people are being played by both sides. Okay, every 4 years he closes the pipeline. This guy opens up. We're all being played. What we have to do is even the Democrat side with moderate Democrats who are normal people like us. I always got along with Democrats until the last 10 years.
Yeah.
They act nuts. I mean, so
I know.
our side.
No, yeah.
But
both
what we have to
sides.
do is just us normal ones all have to vote independent and get rid of the
It
Republicans
doesn't work
and the
that way. It
Democrats.
never did. I wish for
That's
once
what we
it
have to
would.
do.
I wish for once it would, but it's not going to happen.
Well, that's what
that
we
way.
have to do. We all have to, because if all of us normal people in this country got together and we voted both sides of these people out.
And how about we get a non-millionaire as president? Why don't we have an average Joe as president? You know, why is it always these rich people that are presidents? Have someone like us the president.
There are no average Joes that run for president. And I gotta say,
because you need the money.
I am not
I know.
going. You do.
Right.
You
Right.
do.
And why is that?
That's why you need to be rich to run for president.
And you know
Why is that? Back
and
in the
you know-
day, Abraham Lincoln was as poor as any of us,
I know people
but he made president.
as well as you do here where we live. I'm not saying the state, but we all know where I live anyway. But still, the thing is that I know people who wanted to run for state government jobs,
Yes.
right? And stuff like that.
Yes.
They are, I don't mention these, but
No, I'm not.
they are
Yep.
like
Yep.
totally slandered.
Yep.
It's not going to
They
happen.
destroyed. Yes.
It's not going to happen. You need to fit the agenda, whether you're
Yes.
right or left. The agenda must.
You don't
need
even
to
get-
be met.
You don't even get a toe in the door, let alone a foot in the door. No.
No, it's absolutely
It's
true.
you see the game.
And they were saying how they have the votes counted. They know exactly how many votes they need to
Mhm.
be able to
They
do
know
it.
it.
We
But
know
then if
good
they
friend
get
of
it,
ours that
then
say
the
that
other
don't
votes
say
go up
names,
more. Like
yeah.
they know, so they know how much they have to.
They
fudge the
know
numbers.
exactly what
Oh,
they have to
They know
do.
exactly what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why
But
voter ID
but
is
people say that.
Oh, speaking of voter
voter.
ID,
Yeah, voter ID.
You know what?
D to the DOG today.
I went in to buy a lighter in the store today, and the older guy behind the counter says to me, "I hate doing this, but it's the new law. I need to see ID." I said, "ID for what? What?" He goes, "For the
Don't tell me
lighter
about
you're
it.
buying." I said, "I gotta show ID to buy a lighter?"
Well, you look, you could be 16. We don't know,
But
I know.
16, they say, is old enough to vote.
They want, they want.
But you don't need to show ID to vote. These assholes into
Yeah.
Washington.
But
And
you
I'm pardon
need
my
to
French.
show it for a lighter. Even though he's blatantly
Yes.
his age.
But when they
Come
say
on.
no ID to vote, it isn't in every state. That's usually just in Democrat-run states. 'Cause our state, they extra ID.
They do
They
actually.
do,
yeah.
and I
We're
love
very-
it. I love every
We
year.
are Democrat
But don't say
run,
Yeah.
don't say elections are rigged.
And
No, but they do. I'm happy that I always have to
Yeah.
show ID.
yeah, this is
I know.
unfortunately a Democrat-run state, and they actually extra IDs, which
I
I
know.
hope stays, but
And
it also might not be.
I'm
I
not
don't.
kidding.
God knows if in the cities, because we're outside the city, but in the cities they might not. You
But
know?
I'm not going to say my name, even though you all can find out if you really want to. But the point is the last time that I
Mama
went to
Dukes.
vote, yes,
Isn't that
but-
your name,
yes, well, Queen Tari.
Mama
So,
Dukes?
But anyway, I
What
know
do you
you
guys
said-
like better? You have to let us know, Mama
I
Dukes
think
or
I'm
Queen
more
Three?
Queen Tari, but I'm to be Mama.
I mean,
Dukes
I
now.
used to call her Mama Dukes all the time. That's why I stuck with it. I figured, because we used to be, up in the trailer, up in the mountains, and she was Mama Dukes up there.
But anyway,
Sorry,
before I
go
get
on.
sidetracked. So now, so anyway, I have a common last name. I'm not going to say what it is. But anyway, so last time when I went to vote, they were like, they said, could I have your name? And I said, okay. And I gave my name and I gave my license. But when they were punching in, they're like, you voted already. I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. Don't even
Hold
say
on,
I did.
you were able to vote even though you got married and had your name changed?
Well, because I did. I brought everything down to
It's-
Social
hold on, you were able.
Security.
No, it's a miracle. Wow. So
How
that
did
means
that
because
happen?
you got married, that didn't infringe you on voting? Or
No.
did I use the right words for that? I
Yes,
don't know. My
yes.
education isn't the
And
best.
speaking of that, Facebook is my little diary or whatever.
Yeah, you love
right?
the boomers love Facebook.
But here, and this I should have saved it, but someday I'll screenshot it and post it on the thing. Anyway, way back when Obama was president, okay,
Mm-hmm.
I had gotten married actually in like the early '90s. Not to him, but
Damn, how
to
many
somebody
times you
else.
got married?
A lot. But anyway,
I'm in the 8th door.
I
Yeah.
have. But
Okay, but anyway, go ahead, go ahead.
I got married to a widow next door. He's been married 7 times before, and
Everyone was an NRA. NRA.
couldn't be a Willie or a Sam. Oh, Sam. Anyway,
Let's get serious.
so
right, go on.
but at the time Obama was president, and I did my banking with like I'll just say because it's over the time limit now. I did my banking with Chase.
Time limit, red button.
Chase. Well, all right, I did. I don't know. Anyway, the bank I did my banking with.
The woman from Colorado has 2 minutes.
She's gonna lose the train of thought.
No, they froze my bank account because I thought when I got married to that husband and I changed my name, I thought I got a license in that name. Everything else, I never changed my social security into that name. They froze my account. It was like they were telling me I had identity theft. This was when Obama was president. I had to jump through hoops to really find, because I wasn't the best like record keeper then. Now I am, because I learned from that. See, women, you need to just learn from it and then have your papers. But anyway, I had to go jump through hoops. It took me 2-3 days to get everything I needed, but then I did, just for them to unfreeze my bank account. So I don't want to hear about, they're saying women can't vote and stuff. You should have your shit. Bottom line, because when I married this man, I had all my shit. Boom, done.
And we did.
Yeah.
Bada bing,
Bada
even out.
boom. Yep.
How much did that cost roughly? To let people know, because they always say that people can't afford it. Oh, it's too much. How much did it cost to get your name changed over and get your things? Roughly.
That's it.
Roughly.
You go to DMV with your old license that says like Therese Smith, which is not the name, but Therese Smith. And now it's going to be Therese Jones. Okay. So you go and you bring your marriage certificate, you bring your license,
And your birth certificate.
Your birth certificate that says Therese Smith.
How easy is it to get a birth certificate? Because they say that's also impossible as well.
The Department of Vital Statistics. Boom, $10.
$10. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I've had to get mine. You go down.
Yeah.
Put out your name, what you need. Okay, $10.
You can do it online.
You probably could at most.
Yeah, I
places now,
did.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's not an excuse. So now DMV, how much did that cost to get your new license?
Well, my original time when I moved here,
Roughly.
$40.
Okay.
So when I had to get my new license, I think it was like $20.
Okay, so $20, $20 to $40, we'll say, but then everything else, you just make a phone call, send over the document and like your bank accounts and everything, and they change it over. Right?
Yeah.
So
So that doesn't
Social
cost you
Security,
anything.
no.
Social Security, what about Social Security
Doesn't
card?
cost you anything. You
The
go
Social Security
down
card?
there. No, you go down there. It was here's this, boom, here you go. You'll get your Social Security.
So for
card
less
in the
than
mail.
$50 and a couple of
Are we
phone
still
calls.
mics off?
Yes,
Okay.
mic's on, mic's on.
Okay.
But hold on, for $50 basically at most, that's what it costs you to get everything changed over so you can vote.
Yeah.
Come on.
And even if you don't drive, you can go into
The
motor
ID,
vehicle. It used to
yeah.
cost
Yeah,
you like
identification.
$5 just for the
Yeah, if you don't
Well, used to.
drive,
But
the
you can
ID is
get a
cheaper.
state ID. I mean, there's no reason for anybody. And if you don't know how to go about this,
But hold on, you can't
You
find
shouldn't
the
be voting
DMV.
anyway.
Remember, some people can't even find, they don't even know where the
Then-
DMV is.
then
It's
does
called
their opinion-
Google.
Does
But they
their
can't-
opinion really count?
But they can't use Google because they don't know how to use computers according to Democrats.
I know.
So,
I know. Come on, really.
Like we get an absolute
Oh, and
ridiculous.
another thing, when he said about going and showing his ID for the
To buy
lighter,
a lighter.
I had to go to the doctor today. Okay, when I went there, I had to give my insurance card
There you
and
go.
my ID.
You
I
know?
can't just hand insurance cards.
But
and
you
they
don't
say-
need it to vote. That's crazy.
Yeah, but they don't want us.
Yeah.
I
Again, in certain states, you don't need it to vote. Other states, you do need ID to vote.
well,
which-
this is why you have
I'm
certain
surprised we really do need to give it a
This
Yeah.
is why you have certain politicians who are elected into office. You're like, who the
It's
hell is voting for
always
these people?
going to be that way.
It's-
It's so
until
sad.
America uprises and says,
But I
"Fuck
gotta
it,
tell you,
fuck the
pe-
government. We're going to start our
But
own
you know
new
what this
government,
is-
and we're
no,
going to
no.
get the majority to do it." Like
but
that's the only
the
way.
People think
Not endorsing it,
when-
not saying
no,
not.
no. When you were saying before about maybe we don't need a millionaire
Yeah.
to run
Mm.
the government. That's where people, and I understand where they're coming from. I don't
Because
agree
a
with it.
businessman, if they can make money, they
They-
can make America good. I
no,
get that
no,
too.
or they say socialism might be the answer. They
I
think
know.
this because they've had millionaires and everybody in government is rich,
Well, how-
so they try to
how-
grasp at straws.
How about
They
the
really
ones?
don't. They
How
really
about the
do.
ones that go in and make millions of dollars?
But that's what I'm saying.
Not just the president,
No,
but I
no,
mean,
all of them.
like
But
there's
that's-
Omar one
that's
up in
why
Minnesota. How the hell
people-
did you make
$30
$30
million
That's
million
why
dollars.
Yeah.
people want socialism.
Well, she had
I
the
know.
winery. You know, the winery that you couldn't call and get a hold of anyone, and you couldn't order any
Yeah,
products
okay,
off
yeah,
of.
you
But
went-
you
yeah.
know,
It's
they're
a-
all sold out. They've been so busy. $30 million.
The
They have no
minute,
one left.
the minute we take the crooks
You sure our mic is on, right?
Yes, the mic's on.
Gotta check. It's different
It's
episodes.
only
day we
30
take-
times an episode.
OCD kicks in and I can't see it. So.
The day we have these crooked bastards out of office is the day America.
Well, that's
We'll
not
be
going
good
to
again.
happen. So you might as well move out of this country.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
move
You
on
lose
to
the old Donald.
We
Let's
need
move
to
on to
divide
something else.
America. We need to start a new America. New America with us middle of the road people
you talking
and our
Civil
own
War,
government. The people with
Exactly.
common sense that don't lick
I
boots
know.
and just have to agree with everything that the person